Greetings, redheads. Thank you for joining me in another episode of your favorite show, the one, the only Reds View. Of course, I am your gracious host, Jay Red, checking in. I just got back from the birthplace of Mardi Gras, which is my hometown, the one, the only Mobile, Alabama. Had a very, very great time. Hopefully, anybody that did go to Mardi Gras, make sure that you let me know in the comments if you went. Fat Tuesday was phenomenal. I was supposed to leave on Monday, but we ended up staying until Tuesday. We got to Mobile on Saturday, stayed all the way through Tuesday, came back Wednesday. So, man, I enjoyed my little trip back to my hometown. Had a great Mardi Gras. Hopefully, everybody has had a good week. I need to detox from all this partying. That's what I've been doing today, trying to detox and everything. So, yeah, shout out to everybody for joining me, man. Most importantly, make sure that you subscribe to youtube.com/RedsView and make sure that you subscribe there so you can get all the content. Also, hit the alert button for notifications anytime that I go live. We're on a Thursday night. Lately, I've been doing this on Tuesdays, but tonight I wanted to go ahead and just get this out. So, because I was out of town, so I didn't have my gear with me, my equipment to address these hot topics that are going on today, hot and heavy in the media. Let me know, everybody that is in the room. Let me know and support the show. You can Cashapp $JRED $JAYR3D. Everybody, make sure that you gather in here right now because we're going to have a cool little discussion. I'm not going to hold y'all on here for long, but I do want to talk about the hot topics that have been going on today. Again, I would have did this earlier. I definitely would have did this earlier, but yeah, I was out of town. But I'm back and we here. We are here. So if you're tuning in right now, you should be able to see the thumbnail, what was on the screen. And it's talking about this. Are black men being emasculated in Hollywood? Now, the reason that we're talking about this tonight, if black men are indeed being emasculated in Hollywood, is because of two controversial covers, two controversial magazine covers that involve Jonathan Majors and ASAP Rocky with Rihanna. Rihanna with ASAP Rocky, however you want to slice it. So y'all get ready. Let's go ahead and talk into it because I want to have a discussion. Anybody that wants to chime in, please make sure that you put the comments, whether you're watching this on Facebook, you're on Twitter, wherever you are, make sure that you voice your opinion because I want to have a discussion with you because I have my thoughts about this whole thing, these two covers. It's not going to be what exactly you think. It may surprise you, but man, so I'm trying to see which one I really want to talk about first, but thank you everybody for joining me. And if you are on Facebook, make sure that you share this for me. Make sure that you share it on your YouTube pages. Make sure you share it and everything like that. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and start with the Rihanna and ASAP Rocky one, right? So the Rihanna and ASAP Rocky cover for Vogue. Let's take a look at that. I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna look at that together in case you've been hiding under a rock. Okay, let's look at this. So we have the British Vogue magazine, fresh out of after Rihanna performed at the Super Bowl, right? So here we see Rihanna and we see ASAP Rocky. Does anybody have anything or find anything wrong with this particular picture? Let me know. Let me know in the comments if you find anything wrong with this picture, this cover. Let me know. Let's just take a look at it. All right. Because it's been having a lot of controversy. And the main thing that people have been saying is that Rihanna and ASAP Rocky have switched gender roles. They say that Rihanna is taking the masculine position and ASAP Rocky is taking the feminine position. They say ASAP Rocky looks like the woman of they're not married, but the woman of the relationship with the baby, holding the baby, kissing the baby. And they say that Rihanna looks like she's in the dominant male position. So at first glance, do you see anything wrong with this, ladies and gentlemen? Is there anything wrong with this? All right. They're saying that Rihanna is in front, like she's bigger than ASAP. They're getting on ASAP's clothes, him kissing the baby again, her leading the way, you know, him holding her hand, looking like she's leading the way. She's looking very extravagant. He's just, laid in the cut in the background. Let me know, do you find any issues with this particular photo? Because we're going to talk about it. We about to talk about it. Now, since some of you are taking some time to chime in, and who is watching, like I said, make sure that you voice your opinion in the chat. Let me know what you think, because they say that they switched gender roles. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comment section. But while y'all are chiming in or getting your thoughts together, because I know that's what you're doing, let me go ahead and give my opinion about it. I don't think that there's an issue with the cover. I don't. I don't think that they switch gender roles. I think that people are overreacting when it comes to this ASAP Rocky Rihanna cover for Vogue. I think they're overreacting. This is my opinion. I think that they're overreacting. I've heard, different people that I respect, that I admire, that I listen to all the time, their podcasts, and I'm all on it when it comes to, the emasculization of black men. And that is a thing in Hollywood, right? That is definitely a thing. But I do not think in this particular photo, this particular cover, that represents that. I think people overreacted. Now, in my opinion, if you look at the cover, Rihanna just got finished performing at the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. She performed, right? And Rihanna is worth $1 billion. How many people do you know that's worth $1 billion? Let alone a woman, a black woman that's worth $1 billion. So my thing is, when I looked at the cover, I looked at it as Rihanna is the bigger celebrity out of the two. She just got back into music. She just performed at the Super Bowl, and ASAP Rocky is just, playing his position and letting her shine. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I can't lie, when I first looked at it at first glance, I didn't really think too much of it. I was like, oh, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? They on the cover together. They're not married. That's my only thing about it. I wish they were married, but I didn't really think too much of it, honestly. I think that people really overreacted. Y'all let me know what y'all think. But yeah, I think that Rihanna, like I said, she is the one that is making the quote unquote comeback. Okay. So to me, it just looked like she is the shining star of the situation. She's, got Fenty, she's the billionaire, and she's the one that made the comeback. And it's Vogue. She's the article, like, from my understanding, is it covering both of them, or is it just really covering Rihanna? Because if it's just covering Rihanna, I mean, it is what it is. But I don't think that it was really a issue with the cover. I really don't. Like, I think that a lot of people were really overreacting and looking too deep into it. Now, is there feminization of the black man in Hollywood, in the music industry? Absolutely. Do our counterparts promote that? Does the dominant society promote that within the media consistently? Absolutely. But in this particular cover, it looks like they're just in celebration of their family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that it was too much. I didn't really look at it that deep, honestly. They looked happy. I was happy for them with the cover, but to me, it looks like, I mean, with Rihanna making the comeback, it looks like that was meant for her, and talking about her and her situation, what's been going on with her, because Rihanna's kind of been out of the limelight. She's been back doing business. The other part is she's a billionaire. How many of y'all, how many of the guys, let me talk to my fellas, would you take that position to kind of lay back and be like, okay, yeah, if your woman is a billionaire, if she's a billionaire, and you can count how many black billionaires or women who are black billionaires, I think the only other one would have been Oprah. I don't even think she's billionaire status, but how many of y'all would have sat back and been like, okay, I'm gonna let her take care of me or whatever? But nah, man, nah. But I think that people really did overreact to that, man. It just looked like, to me, Rihanna was just doing her thing. The spotlight is on her. It is on her right now. Like, I'm not. I mean, I don't hear a large demand for ASAP Rocky music right now. Because ASAP Rocky never went away from music. ASAP Rocky has always kind of been here, but Rihanna took a break, a hiatus from music, which was years. So this is a part of her comeback. And it's just showing, I didn't look at it like, him holding the baby and kissing the baby, that's his child. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's his child. I don't think that that made him look weak. I just think that if this was a double XL magazine cover or the Source magazine cover or a hip hop magazine cover, then maybe I would have thought differently. But since this was Vogue and, Vogue is supposed to be for fashion, right? Isn't that Rihanna's thing? Isn't she the person when it comes to the fashion? Like, I don't know of ASAP having any clothing line. This was about her and her comeback. So let me know in the comments what y'all think, man. But maybe an unpopular opinion. I don't really see why it got to be this much. I could understand how different people could look at this and say that it's, you know, emasculating the black man. I could see that, but it took for somebody to point that out for me to be like, oh, whoa, okay, all right. But I didn't look at it as a big deal, honestly. I think that people really jumped the gun and overreacted to it, in my personal opinion. Now, I could be wrong. This could be a part of the dominant society's marketing plan to push that. This is another thing. I don't think that young black boys are looking at this thinking this is where it is influencing them. I don't think that this is influencing a generation of young black boys to be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna take the feminine position or whatever like that. I don't think this is the case. It's out there, but this isn't the case for this. I just think that this was just Rihanna and ASAP Rocky. That's all that I thought that it was, but yeah, man, y'all let me know what you thought of it. Do you think that this was and shout out to DJ, shout out to you for sharing this, brother. But yeah, do you disagree with me? I need to know opinion from the fellas. You know what I'm saying? How the fellas feel. Ladies, let me know how y'all feel. But yeah, I don't think that they switched gender roles in this particular situation. Now let me go back to this. Are black men being emasculated in Hollywood? Absolutely. Yes. We're not going to sit here and act like this does not go on. You've heard numerous stories about Dave Chappelle, them coming up to him asking him to put a dress on to try to test it out to see what he said. You know what I'm saying? I just saw a video floating around years ago of Tiny Lister, RIP, that said that they wanted him to put a dress on or, do feminized stuff in Hollywood. And he said no. You know what I'm saying? So you hear about this from actual celebrities, black male celebrities that say that they want you to wear a dress, that say they want you to do certain things. And if you don't do it, you may get less roles or whatever. So it definitely is a thing. We're not going to sit here and act like it's not. It's going on. It is going on in Hollywood and the music industry. There is a feminization um, movement that has been happening for since we can remember. They've always wanted, that to happen or whatever. If you notice, the dominant society does not mind sharing that. If you a black man that puts on a dress and wears anything flamboyant, oh, they're gonna put that you on the front cover. You get all the money that you desire, and they'll if you have anything to say about it, especially if you're a heterosexual man, they'll say that you have toxic masculinity. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be afraid to say something. But this particular situation, I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm speaking based off of my opinion. And, they do try to push that down on our black boys, our black children. But like I said, in this case with the ASAP Rocky and Rihanna, with that cover, I don't see it. I don't see it. And if you are watching right now, make sure you subscribe to youtube.com/RedsView. Make sure that you do that. And let me know that you're in the room. Let me know that you're here. But yeah, right now we're talking about the Rihanna and ASAP Rocky. Let me make sure I spell her name correctly. Hold on a second. Two N's. My bad. Two N's. Ain't that how y'all spell Rihanna? With two N's? If I'm not mistaken, two ends. But yeah, man. I don't think, and I think that people really, really, really overreacted to this one. Like I said, I can see the viewpoint of how people can look at it, but nah, I don't think all the way. Like, nah, I don't think so. Now, speaking of gender roles and switching gender roles, let's look at the brat. The brat is pregnant, y'all. The brat is pregnant at 48 years old. Let me show you a picture of the brat and her pregnancy. Where's she at? Oh, you see this right here? Hold up. Look at the brat, y'all. The brat is pregnant. She's preggers. Look at her. And the headline reads, the brat, 48 years old, is pregnant, expecting rainbow baby with wife Jessica Judy depart. I don't know exactly what a rainbow baby is. If you know, let me know in the comments. But that's the brat. She's pregnant right there. All right. So yeah, the brat, she's pregnant, man. And this is my thing, man. Shout out to the brat and shout out to her wife for the pregnancy, whatever. Right. I have my views and beliefs on that. But what I am surprised about is the fact that the brat is the one that is pregnant, because I thought that she was the masculine person in the group. I mean, I say group, the masculine woman in the relationship or the marriage. I thought she was that. Like, what's going on with that? Like, I thought she was supposed to be the man. So that's why I'm confused. But one thing that I do want to say, I saw a picture floating around, a meme where women were saying, hey, the brat got pregnant at 48. Rihanna got pregnant at 30. She, what was it? Well, how old was she? Was she 32 or whatever? Now she's about to be 35. She's pregnant at 35, having a child. It's not too late. Stop telling women they can have. Listen, do not follow these damn celebrities when it comes to pregnancy. The brat is 48 years old. The brat has money, more than the average working person in America. Don't you bring your ass out here talking about you trying to get pregnant at 48 years old. Don't do that. Don't follow behind Rihanna. Don't follow behind Nicki Minaj. Don't follow behind Janet Jackson or the brat. Those women have money and are in a different tax bracket than you. So quit using that as an example. But I don't think the average woman wants to be 48 having no child anyway. But that's weird. That's neither here nor there. But let's talk about the other thing. Johnathan Majors, Ebony magazine cover. Let's talk about that. Let's take a look at that cover, because I have thoughts and beliefs on this one. So with this gentleman right here, look at this picture. He's on front of Ebony, muscles out, chest, legs crossed. I don't know what kind of boots these are, but he got the little fur coat, and he's making duck lips right up over here, So what y'all think about this? What do y'all think about that? Is that emasculization of a black man? Emasculated black man, is that what it is? Now, I'll say yes to this. Yes. Thing is, with the Johnathan Majors thing, people, I've seen a lot of people go in on people who've had something to say about it. And let's keep it a buck. It does look fruity. He's puckering his lips up, and it does look very feminine of him. It does. No doubt about it. Especially how he was presented to us as far as the movie roles that he's had and everything. And I see people talk about, oh, okay, well, this is with him, he's like trying to be or cosplaying an anime character, right? They're saying he's cosplaying an anime character. I don't care if he's cosplaying anybody. It's like it looks fruity. And I think that's genuinely what people were saying. Now, as far as the emasculization and all this other stuff, yeah, I mean, like I said, it is a thing, and this could be an example of that, because you notice anytime, especially a black man, wears anything that's feminine, you'll have a plethora of people that will defend that, and this is the first thing that they'll bring up. they'll bring up Prince. They'll bring up Prince and they'll bring up the Isley brothers. It's a picture of the Isley brothers from back in the day. And they'll say, oh, well, back then, y'all didn't say nothing back then in the 70s and 80s when men were looking flamboyant and, you know, had the ass out like Prince and was wearing heels and wore makeup and stuff. Y'all, it wasn't a thing back then. And I'm like, yes, it was. Yes, it was. Of course it was. Now, the thing is, my grandparents, my granddad never wore no stuff like that. That was for the entertainers. And I know this is an entertainer in this case. However, the masses always will call that out. When Prince was out, you don't think that people, the dudes in the streets and everybody didn't used to talk about him, say, oh man, look at that man is wearing heels. When people bring up Prince, they try to act like everybody didn't have anything to say about it. Prince just got away with it. No, Prince was making a statement. Prince did what he did. And that was the thing back then because, you know, you were a performer. So you wanted to wear like extravagant clothes and stand out, sparkly stuff. You look at Dr. Dre and the NWA, well, before the NWA days, him and DJ Yellow, who I had on the show, they were in the World Class Wrecking Crew. And the World Class Wrecking Crew, if you look at their pictures, a lot of those artists, especially the R&B singers back there, had, you know, was doing the Cabbage Patch and had those shiny suits and they look satin and, you know, feminine. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that everybody was just okay with it. People just had to deal with it like we're looking at it now. But, you know, they always try to bring that up as justification for anybody else. Like, what's that dude's name? Lakeith Stanfield. I did a video talking about him, you know, and they're like you remember he had the pantyhose or the stockings. He had the stockings on, and you know, the dude looked real fruity. Let's just keep it a buck. I mean, it is what it is. But they always attack you for calling that out or just voicing your opinion about it. When in actuality, this stuff does happen. Like they will promote you all day if you don't wear manly clothes. You know, and it is what it is. So yeah, I looked at that cover and he did look fruity, puckering his lips up. And it upset people because, you know, women was like, oh no, that's too much and all this other stuff. But yeah, man, I'll tell you, all you magazine articles and, you know, people have something to say about it. As far as getting mad at people for having an opinion about it. Hey man, opinions are just like assholes. Everybody has one. So yeah, people have the right to voice their opinion, even if you don't like it. So yeah, I think that, I mean, it's unfortunate. I wish that he wouldn't have to do that. Now, if that's his style, hey man, go ahead and do your thing, because he got some other pictures that I've seen, and I ain't finna show those. But yeah, he did look moist on there. He did. You know what I'm saying? So is that emasculating the black man? Do black men have to succumb to that in order to be successful? I don't think it's like that 100%, but I do think it's validity in that. And we can't sit here and act like it's not, because it is. It is. The proof is in the pudding. You've heard Dave Chappelle talk about it. You've heard different celebrities talk about this. So don't try to act like it ain't no thing, no matter how you slice it. But it is ironic that both of these covers come out around the same time. That's what I will say. It is very ironic that both of these covers come around the same time. Now, again, if you've been watching the show, I had no issue with the ASAP Rocky cover. I think people, you know, did too much with that. But the Jonathan Majors cover, I can see the controversy surrounding that. And my whole thing is, to me, he looked flamboyant. I don't care who he was trying to resemble, who he was trying to cosplay. Yeah. If a dude has his chest out with pink on, puckering his lips, like Cameron, for example, right? Cameron wore pink, but Cameron looked like a player. Like Cameron looked like a pimp. You know what I'm saying? The average guy, would he wear pink? I don't know, but I mean, I've wore pink before, as far as like a pink polo shirt or just whatever. You know, you could rock what you want to wear, but people may have something to say about it. And if I'm on a picture puckering my lips up, then people are gonna think that I look fruity. That's just what it is. So yeah, man, like y'all could be upset all day, but it is what it is. But let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. But yeah, they've been talking about this for the past week, I want to say. And yeah, I think it's a thing. Do you think that Jonathan Majors looked fruity on the cover? Do you think that black men are emasculated in Hollywood? See, because one thing is you can't argue facts. You can argue opinion, but you can't argue facts. And anytime you voice your opinion on stuff like this, you have people from certain communities that'll say you're being toxic masculinity, and all that other stuff. But this isn't the case here. It's just voicing an opinion on how he looks. And if he was made, like if they made him do that in order to appeal more, whatever it is they did, it worked. It worked because it got us talking about it. But these little boys could look up to Jonathan Majors and be like, man, oh, he's built, he's ripped, and all this other stuff. So maybe I could do that too. It is what it is, but we can't act like it emasculization in Hollywood isn't a thing. But for those who are watching, let me know in the comments. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that he did too much on that cover? Do you have a problem with the ASAP Rocky and Rihanna cover? What y'all think about that? So one thing that I'll touch on, another thing, this Boosie versus T.I. situation. Who's been keeping up with that? If you've been hiding under a rock, T.I. has a video floating around that I think he filmed it back in like 2021. But basically, he was talking about how he snitched on his dead cousin. He's saying now that he was playing, but word got around. Boosie already was going in on Gunna, saying Gunna snitched and all this other stuff. And Boosie was recently on Vlad. I'm not going to play the clip. But Boosie was recently on Vlad and was basically like, I'm not doing no joint album with T.I. It was done, but we're not putting it out. And I have an issue. He called T.I. out on it if T.I. actually did snitch. And, no matter what it was. So this is my whole thing with Boosie, right? Boosie versus T.I. Boosie has the right to feel how he feels and the right to protect his brand. However, as close as him and T.I. are, especially if their kids hang together, they do music together, they had a whole album done, T.I. didn't deserve that. Boosie got on Vlad TV and Vlad literally instigated. Now, Vlad has the right to ask questions because his guests will answer it. But Boosie gets on Vlad, that outlet, and airs out T.I. And he didn't go in on T.I. He was basically hurt by the situation. And it's like, dang, man, like why you had to do that? Now we can't put out our album because I got to stand up on my principles and my beliefs and all the other stuff, right? But T.I. didn't deserve that. T.I. didn't deserve that, right? A phone call to ask T.I. about the situation, to talk it out with T.I. about the situation. If y'all are indeed cool, y'all homies, y'all friends, that's better than going on this white man's platform and talking about it, causing controversy. That's better than doing that. And that's where T.I. was coming from, because T.I. responded to that. And I'm not going to read all of it. It was pretty long, but T.I. was hurt behind it because he's like, hey, man, like we supposed to be cool. We supposed to be homies. Like, at least talk to me about it beforehand. But Boosie didn't do that. And T.I. looked at it as, okay, we have a relationship. So the fact that you did that, it's like, dang, you can feel the way that you want to feel, but try to get the facts and the details. But on playing devil's advocate, T.I., you did say that you snitched on your dead cousin. Whether you did it or not, or you were playing or not, you already have the Crime Stopper stuff going against you. People call you a snitch because you had testified in court when they killed your friend and everything like that. So, yeah, man, I think that Boosie was wrong for the way he did it. T.I. didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve that. Boosie could have reached out to him, and Vlad had asked Boosie if he talked to T.I. Boosie said he didn't. So that was BS, man. I think that he should have, especially if y'all kids play together. Y'all know, y'all kids know each other. Y'all kids are cool, and y'all have that foundation in that relationship. I feel like if that would have went on, I would have talked to that individual if I'm supposed to be cool with them. Especially we did a whole album together. So yeah, those are my thoughts and my opinions about that particular situation. Other ones who's gonna catch this live, if y'all catch it, make sure that you comment. If you're watching this from the first time, make sure you subscribe to youtube.com/ResView. Didn't want to keep y'all on here for too long. Just wanted to chime in, give my thoughts and opinions about these situations that's been happening. But anyway, man, yeah, make sure y'all subscribe to youtube.com/ResView. Get the new EP. My EP Red Velvet is available now on all streaming platforms. There goes the cover right there. It is 4 smooth, seductive tracks. Man, I laced this EP so good, man. I've been getting nothing but good feedback from it. But make sure that you go cop that on iTunes, support it, stream it, all that good stuff, man. But anyway, follow me at JAYR3D and make sure that you support the show. You can look at the Cash App right there, $JAYR3D. $JAYR3D. I don't know why I'm talking crazy right now. Anyway, man, y'all get some sleep and holla at you next time. J Red Res View signing out.